Hello everybody, Glass Half Dead here, and today we are looking at the new Warcry box. And I want to point out, very first, I'm pointing at things here, this is a build guide quickly. You can swap the regular guys that come with either a melee or a ranged option for either melee or ranged options. Just keep that in mind. So if you want to do kind of with the skinks specifically, kind of an all-range team, you can do that. You can run your 4 regular skinks as either moon clubs or blow darts. Certainly for the other guys, whatever they're called, the stones of Zinch, whatever, you can run them as 4 bows or any mix of 1, 2, 3, 4 bows. But we'll get into it. But you won't. You'll always run them as melee. Anyway, do note here, produced by the Warhammer Studio. I point at that because we know from other publications that when GW playtests their rules, they credit who playtests them. In 40k it's the Mournival or the Wolffang Pack or whatever they're called. That wasn't here. Anyway, let's ignore that. Everybody, we're about to dive into this. I'm going to go over, whilst you see on screen me flicking through things, I'm going to be telling you a few things, and I would like to give a big shout out to the person that's helping me get through this, because as I threw out a call to my Discord last night saying, I don't know any of the rules for this, somebody reached out to me and very kindly helped me on Discord. He is called Baslybub. There you go, and I have links to his channel down below. His name is Optimal Game State on YouTube. So big thanks to him. Anyway, let's dive into this quickly. If you want to know a little bit more about this, he will tell you. I will not. But of course, first things first, if you are a subscriber to my channel, I would like to give you a big double hello. Okay, what do we need to say? Well, for those of you unaware, at the centre of the Gnarlwood is a crashed Seraphon void chip called the Eye of Chotek. With this new Warcry box, we're getting a little bit closer, and that's something that I am loving the theme of for this Warcry season. The idea that slowly the terrain is transforming to being a little bit more, what's the word? I was going to say Amazonian, that's not what I meant. Seraphonic ruins as it goes. I've got to be honest, I was hoping there was going to be a little bit more Seraphon ruins in this box than the previous box. It seems like this box, terrain-wise, is the same as the last box, just slightly different. It doesn't feel like it's more ruins. But anyway, whatever. I've got to be honest, I had assumed that the Seraphon Warband was going to be like the final Warband of the season. I know a lot of people are hyped for the Chameleon Skinks. I'm still just going to call it as I see it. I think they look fine. But what was it? I think it's it's called Lost Kingdom, and they do some Lizardman proxies. I think those are stunning. And I'm not really loving GW's range refresh that's coming very, very slowly for the Seraphon. That said, I'm a total Seraphon fanboy. They are the one Age of Sigmar faction that if they got a full refresh, I would be all in on. Like, wouldn't even question it, really. I love the Seraphon. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the rules. The two warbands are almost complete opposites, okay? The Jade Obelisk have a lot of slow fighters with only 3 move, much like the Obelisk Bearer and the Desecrators, but if they catch up with you, you're pretty much done for. The Warband has multiple abilities, as hopefully you paused and read, that rely on having the Jade Obelisk nearby, making that and the Priest the focus of this Warband. The little bird thing, the Idolarch? Yeah, I think that's the only way people are going to say that. I'm sure there won't be any debate about that in the comments. Has a very cool ability that will slow targets down. Not as good as the net, but close. Now the Quad is a fantastic ability that will let someone take any combination of 2 bonus move, attack or disengage actions. Getting to an extra 2 attack with this will be an absolute game winner. Now if you want to know more about this, I've had it all typed up for me, but I'm not going to steal that, okay? You want to know more about how this band really works? I would thoroughly recommend, as I just said, go and check out Optimal Game State on YouTube, both for the Jade Obelisk and the Chameleon Skinks. He will go much more in depth than I will. Anyway, onto the Chameleon Skinks. They are pretty much the exact opposite of the Jade Obelisks. They're fast with 6 speed, obviously it's great, but they're easy to kill with only toughness 3, and most of their fighters are only 8 wounds. To help with this, many can attack from range. In fact, all of them apart from the Claw of Chotek can have a ranged option, I believe. We are now looking over the sprues on the screen now, just so you get a nice look up close, so you can judge for yourself whether or not these models have the qualities that you desire. To help with this, many can attack from range, all of them, and if they do get hit and survive, all the skinks can use their slippery reaction to immediately disengage, which is obviously pretty cool. They don't have great damage, as many people have seen. Certainly the people that aren't as good at the game as maybe others can look at them and say, oh no, I can't kill anything. Lots of their fighters only doing 1 on hits and 2 on crits, which is horrifying to look at. It's just a raw stat, I've got to say. Their best fighter is doing still 1 on hits, but 4 on crits. That's just not great damage when, well, certainly when compared to the Jade Obelisk, but obviously when compared to pretty much anything else in the game as well, frankly. The two warbands combined should make for a pretty interesting fight, especially as Warcry isn't only about murdering the other warband. The skinks might struggle to take down many of the Jade Obelisk and, well, pretty much anything else in the game, but they're going to be great for objectives with and treasure with their speed. And that's about it, really. There's not a huge amount more to say, but I've got to say, you know, so say what you will about G-dubs, their models are always top tier, just really nice looking. I've got to be, I was quite skeptical when I originally saw these. Maybe it was the colour scheme, but none of them really stood out to me. But clearly I'm just a total GW fanboy. But when every single model, once I have it in my hands, I think looks pretty good. Now let me list a few times that wasn't true. The recent Land Fortress and the Sagittar from 40k there, from the Leagues of Votan, did not flip me. Yeah, I don't think they look good. But these, skeptical at first, now like them. I actually prefer both of these warbands to the first warbands from the Warcry box. I've got to be honest, I think these should have been the release warbands. Okay, I know that some people really enjoyed the, what were they called? The Horns of Hashut, you know, because it kind of plays on the Hashut thing, the Chaos Dwarves, but they didn't do anything for me. I thought they, you know, silly hat men. Well, you know what? Silly hat men is actually a very good descriptor for most Games Workshop things these days, so fair play. And then there was also, yeah, I just didn't click with the, you know, rice farmer Nurgle aesthetic, if I'm honest with you. Anyway, that's the end of the video, guys. So if you watched to the end, I'd like to give you a big triple hello. So wholesome. And again, anything that you found interesting in here that wasn't just the visuals on screen, obviously that's me unboxing and flicking through things, was all thanks to Optimal Game State on YouTube. Go check him out. Goodbye.